to start by parting the hair. You want to make sure that you create a nice section to where you can access the scalp. You also want to make sure that whichever way you're going to design the braids, whether they're a straight back or you're going to make some type of swoop, that you do each braid the same way. So let's start by taking the closest to the edges and splitting that into 3 pieces. You want to take these pieces and start your braids. So you're going to basically split them and crisscross each section. So I'm going to give you a closer look at that. I'm going to split the hair into 3 pieces. And depending on how much tension you want to create on the hair, you can get closer to the edges or not. I suggest not getting too close because it will create a lot more tension than you really want. So now we're going to crisscross each section, leading with our index and thumb and holding each part as we go with our middle finger. Now, as you can see, I'm taking pieces that are laying down and putting them in between my index and my thumb and crossing them over. This allows for each piece to be included into the braid, and it creates a seamless line so that you can start your cornrows, excuse me. You're going to continue this motion all the way down the braid, picking up and placing in between your index finger as you go. Holding with the middle finger and crossing each section over. As you pick up, you're crossing over. Pick up and cross over. What you want to do while you're doing this motion and holding with your middle finger is create less and less tension on the hair. Don't pull, just continue to braid and place each section into that index and thumb finger so that you're creating a seamless line without pulling the hair too much on the scalp. So we're done with that braid, and I'm going to show you on a larger scale how to do what I've done on the side. So we're going to do a bigger braid in the middle, and you're going to still take those same 3 pieces in the front to start off your braid. Now that we have our 3 pieces, we're going to go ahead and cross those over with using our index and our thumb like before. And we're going to begin to pick up on each side and crossing over. Same as before. Again, leading with the thumb and the index finger. As we pick up, we grip the section that we're picking up with the thumb and the index finger, using the middle fingers and leading fingers to cross over, pick up again, and cross over. Again, you want to make sure that while you're doing this, you're not creating excess tension on the hair. So the pieces that you pick up and grip, make sure that you don't grip them as tight as you would maybe a piece of string or something, you want to make sure that you're just gripping it enough that the braid will stay and last, but not so much that it irritates the scalp. So here's a closer view. As you see, I'm getting a very seamless braid as I braid down, picking up from the sides and gripping with my thumb and my index finger and crossing over with the leading finger and middle finger. And when I say leading finger, it's still my pointer finger on my other hand. It's just that one hand is doing more work than the other as I cross over. You're going to find that your leading hand is going to be better at securing the braid than your other hand, but that does not mean that you won't have a seamless braid. So again, we're going to continue this motion all the way down. And I'm going to change the angle so that you can see the braid as I braid down. Remember too, the closer you get to the edges, the more tension is required, because most times most people's edges are a little bit shorter than other parts, so you have to actually sit on that particular area a little bit longer than if you were to start a little bit further back where the hair is longer. This is a closer look at the pickup. So as you can see, I'm picking up the hair, gripping it with that index and thumb, and crossing it over and going all the way down the braid. Now, the more hair that you have in each section, the harder this will be, but it may take a little bit of time, but you can get it done. Once we're done, you will see that there are several different size braids and different techniques for each. Now that we're done, as you can see, I've started some of the braids closer to the edges and then some of them a little bit further back. So this is a larger braid that starts a little bit closer to the ends versus our middle braid that starts a little bit further back. And then the braids on the side have a variation of those that start right on the edge and some that start a little bit further back and so forth. For the first time and saw that